All right, friends, I have given you back your work from yesterday that was going to prepare us for this activity. So again, today, we're going to be able to identify and explain key people and events of the Progressive Era. And I have given you your flip pages, and I've given you the work from yesterday. And I've got detailed instructions for this project in Schoology, but let me first ask a few questions about what we did yesterday. Ana, hay una pregunta. Explica las ideas de los progresivos. ¿Qué dices? Es la primera pregunta de ayer, número 1. Regreso un momento. Valencia, tu pregunta, dígame las cosas, los progresivos trabajar para mejor, para hacer mejor. Es la pregunta número 2.
Las condiciones para trabajar.
¿Qué más? ¿Y las mujeres?
Dale.
Las derechas.
Darle más derecho a las mujeres para trabajar.
Y específico, ¿cuál es this Amendment 19? Para votar. Simón, para votar. Está bien. Gracias. Ana, ¿lista para las respuestas a las preguntas número 1? ¿Qué creen los progresivos? ¿Qué trabajar? Para reparar los problemas de las eras de oro.
Reformas para resolver problemas a una injusticia.
Simón, gracias a usted. All right, Nash, I've got a question for you. Can you tell me 3 muckrakers and what they were working to fix? Give me 2 muckrakers, just maybe 2 muckrakers and what they're trying to fix.
Up the Sinclair, they're trying to fix the meat packing industry.
All right. Did he write something?
And he wrote a book.
What was it called? Let's phone a friend. Collins, what was the name of that book that he wrote about the meatpacking industry? That's it? That's the one. All right, Collins, let me give you your own unique question. Can you name me another muckraker, something that they were working on for reform? Any muckraker? I'm gonna ask you the same thing, so if you think of a muckraker, be honest. What did he do? Excellent. Diaz, you got one? What happened there? That's right. Was she involved in helping women get the right to vote too? That's it. All right. Good job. Good job. Okay, so I've got the detailed instructions for this exercise. I'm going to read these in Spanish for Diaz, for Ana and Valencia. Esta tarea valdrá 50 puntos. Puedes usar el trabajo de ayer para ayudar a completar esta tarea. Valencia, ¿tú tienes las instrucciones?
Loco.
Yo voy a explicar. En el frente o portada tendrás un título que incluye la era progresista 1897 a 1920. Incluirás al menos dos colores y algún tipo de dibujo a imagen para decorar la portada por 5 pulgadas. Luego, levante la cubierta para escribir la primera página. En la primera página debes responder qué puntos de vista u objetivos tienen los progresistas para 5 puntos. Debajo de su respuesta a la pregunta 1 debe A de un ejemplo de una meta progresiva y haga un dibujo que muestra uso al menos 2 colores o 2 o más colores por 5 puntos. Debajo del pliegue en la misma página B da un segundo ejemplo de una mata progresiva y dibuja una imagen usando al menos más o menos 2 colores, 5 puntos. ¿Tú lees las otras? ¿Tú tienes las instrucciones? Yo voy a ayudar un momento. And for our other students, I want to read these instructions and then I'm going to try to explain them. This assignment will be worth 50 points. You can use the work from yesterday to complete this assignment. Students receive a set of flip pages, which you gave you. On the front cover, you're going to write a title that includes the progressive era, 1897 to 1920. If you guys will look on the board over there, I've got an example that says the cover page on top, the progressive era, 1897 to 1920. You got a picture of the ladies protesting up there. And continue with the instructions. On the first page, you're going to flip over the cover when you finish that. The first page is you're going to have to answer on the top. You're going to answer what views or goals did progressives have. That's worth 5 points. Below your answer, you're going to need to give an example of a progressive goal and then draw a picture of it and use at least 2 colors. Then below the fold on that same page, below where you fold in half, you're going to give a second example of a progressive goal and draw a picture using at least 2 colors. And that's worth 5 points. Then you're going to flip it over to the next page, and I've got an example of that page right here. On the next page, you're going to begin by naming 4 mock records and what they did to make changes. You're going to list them as A, B, C, and D, and be sure to place A and B above the fold and C and D below the fold. And it'll be something like example A would be like Jane Addams or Thomas Nast, and you're going to explain what they did, what they were working on, and a picture beside it or below it that shows that. You're going to do that for A, and for B, and for C, and for D. And then we're going to turn over the next page. It's going to be page D, the last page. You're going to flip up the last one. You're going to have the top and then below the fold. At the top, you're going to write President Roosevelt. And then you're going to have an A and a B. A is going to be, you're going to write one thing that President Roosevelt was working on for progressive reforms, and then B will be another thing that he was working on for progressive reforms. And you'll have a picture either below your A and your explanation or beside it. And on the bottom half of that, the last thing you're going to have is you're going to write, right below the fold, you're going to write President Woodrow Wilson. And you're going to have a progressive reform he was working on, and B below that, a progressive reform, another one he was working on, and have a picture that represents both of those. So our goal today is to have the title page done and the first page done. If you get done with that and you're working beyond it, that's great. We're going to finish this up tomorrow. And I'm going to kind of go around the class and check and make sure that we're making good progress, that we've got working on the title page and we get that finished and we start working on the first page. Does anybody have a question that I can answer for them? I've also got a example that I can pass around and show you. Let me get that for you. So here's an example of what this is going to look like when we're finished. You've got the cover page that says the progressive era, and I've got a picture. It's got a steamroller that says progress. I got this from a political cartoon from this time period. And if some of you aren't great artists, you can just get your Chromebook out. If you find a picture on Google Images, you can put your paper down there and trace over it. So the first page, you're gonna flip the cover up, and that example I have on the back there, where I've got the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory, that's gonna be on the top. And on the bottom is gonna be B, where I have protesting child labor. And then that next page will be page 2, which is this one right here. On the upper part here is where we're supposed to name 4 muckrakers, 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom. So I've got A, Thomas Nass, explaining what he did. It's got a cartoon picture of Boss Tweed as the money bag. And then B, I've got Jacob Risen explaining what he did. And you'll have a picture, maybe showing where he's walking around taking pictures. And then C and D will be other examples of 2 other muckrakers. And on the last page, we'll flip that up, and that's what this is right here. A and B, for Theodore Roosevelt on things he was working on for progressive changes. And on the bottom part will be Woodrow Wilson, and A and B, 2 different things he was working on. I'm gonna pass this example around. If you wanna take a look at this. And I need to make sure you guys have access to the markers and the pencils. I've got our colored pencils, and if you want markers, I've got markers over here. And Nash, you've got colored pencils, and also some more markers over here if you need those. All right, let me go around and check our progress and see how we're starting off here. Está bien, está bien. No alcohol.
Yeah, alcohol.
No alcohol.
You like it?
No, no tomo. Tomo agua. No tomo la cerveza. All right. This is a suggestion. I don't want to try to tell you how to be creative, but it's a good idea on these kind of projects to, I see Diaz is doing this. She's making her pictures first on a pencil, and she's gonna go back later and fill them with color. And if she makes a mistake, she can erase the pencil. Once you get markers and stuff down, it's hard to change that. Another thing to be cautious about is markers can bleed through if you really load them on there, so you want to be careful about that, because on most of these pages will have something on the top and something on the back side of it. You have a question there? That looks good. So now you're finished with the cover. You want to have on your first page, what does it say to do on there, on your instructions? You're supposed to answer, what were progressives working on? Remember that sheet we had from yesterday? I think that's the first question from yesterday. So what did you have, what they were working on? Government intervention, regulate business. So you can use that answer for your first one. So the reason we did that questions yesterday was to prepare for this assignment today. So you can take those questions that you answered yesterday, and you can answer these questions for this project with us. Yes, sir. Yeah, that will be the top, and see where that dotted line is there. This is gonna like slightly different than that example. Nash, take a look at this. This is gonna be the middle of the page. You're gonna have this on the top half, and you're gonna have this on that second, below the fold. Does that make sense? All right. That looks good, Calvin. Looks good. All right, let's continue working on these. I'm gonna keep monitoring. This is kind of a small class, so there's not a lot of you in here, so that doesn't take long to check with each other. You're doing good so far. Looks good so far. ¿Hay preguntas, Ana? Oh, qué bueno. Me gusta. Tú cambias de dirección. Yo me gusta. Es creativo. ¿Es una palabra? Ana, ¿tú eres un artista o no? ¿Tú eres un artista? ¿No? I'm going to continue to pass this example around and see if anybody else needs to take a look at it. We haven't seen this yet, have we? This is just a candle way to take a look at it here.